Yo guys, Vision Gen here, back with more Call of Duty Warzone content. Today's episode will be slightly different to the previous Warzone videos on the channel. I wanted to share a very high kill game from Area 99, the original Resurgence map that was back right at the start of Black Ops 7. I got way back at the start of the game as a little throwback to this map. And with us heading into Black Ops 7, which at the time of this map being out, right at the back of the start of Black Ops 6, I definitely did not appreciate this map for what it was. And I'm sure there's a lot of other players out there, maybe you guys watching as well, that sort of felt the same. Or maybe you guys didn't, maybe you liked it from the very start and you loved it all the way throughout and you were sort of sad that it got taken away. And I guess that's kind of the same for a lot of things in Call of Duty in today's game. But in this gameplay, I was making some great progress with the Abyss Camo grind, which I eventually, of course, did and got and earned, which is basically what I was heavily playing for in Black Ops 6 right at the start of the game when this map first launched. And initially, when the game came out, I'd already got Nebula, I'd already got that on Zombies, I'd already got Dark Matter in public matches. So a Camo grinder as myself, this was like the final one for me to obtain. In this gameplay, I land at Mannequin Assembly using various different guns throughout and end up getting a pretty high kill game, 35, which is my personal record on, of course, this map. Something I didn't plan on getting considering I was already Camo grinding and wasn't already focusing on that and definitely did not intend to get a very high kill game. But it just turns out that I get a 12k damage game and a nice little win at the end, of course, as a cherry on top, which I thought was definitely worth uploading to this channel as like a final sending off and a summary of Black Ops 6 heading into Black Ops 7. So on that note, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So I guess first things first, I just wanted to ask you guys on what do you guys think of the current state of Warzone. I kind of asked this in all of my Warzone videos, but I'm assuming as you guys are watching this video, you guys obviously are interested in Warzone, and I'm assuming you guys, of course, play it. Do you guys like it? Is Warzone still great? Is Verdansk still great? What are your thoughts on Rebirth, Resurgence, all of that sort of stuff? Let me know down below in the comments because I am interested to hear what other players are thinking about this game sort of in general, in the sort of grand scheme of things in Warzone, both different maps, or also just Black Ops 6 in general, because for the most part, I've seen some very mixed opinions for the most part. And I guess if you guys are new to the channel, I am still currently grinding my Resurgence rank with me being Crimson 3 and very close to the ultimate goal of the Warzone series that I said I've been sort of producing in the background, which is to reach Iridescent, which is a rank I was in the past and trying to get back to that level, which when you consider how many games, again, if you're new to the channel, I create many different games and play different sort of games for content on this channel, such as Minecraft, Marvel Rivals, even Zombies, and I'd say it's definitely worth mentioning all of these sort of factors for any newer viewers, so that if you know you're watching someone who's an Iridescent level player, or considering playing all those other games as well, it's pretty cool and definitely something I want to sort of talk about, because it's something I definitely have set out early on and thought it would be something really cool to sort of say and share on the channel, that I've done all of these different things, played Marvel Rivals at the highest level, played this game at a high level, and all that sort of stuff. When you factor it all in, it's pretty cool when you think about it. But back to this video and on Warzone, enough sort of gas myself. I'm currently seeing a lot of sort of mixed reviews online. I personally think Warzone is good at the moment, with us being around 4 weeks away from Black Ops 7, and with the beta just been last weekend for Black Ops 7, I'd say players, including myself, are just sort of itching to play that game at this point, and we're sort of just waiting for that final day to come, where this game is no longer going to be played at this level, and I'm really hoping that I can basically get to the Iridescent rank prior to that game dropping, which is basically the ultimate goal, of course, and I want to tick that off my list and say that I managed to get to Iridescent whilst not actually playing it all that much, so to sort of look out for the next Warzone video on the channel, because that should hopefully be the update of my rank of me reaching Iridescent. And to remind you, that is on Resurgence on Rebirth Island for the most part. I don't really play the big map anymore. I really like Verdansk, but I don't really like playing it on ranked. Something about Rebirth Island is really satisfying, and something basically what I've been grinding out with my friends. Now back to Area 99, and of course for this video, me and my mates used to always land around the Mannequin Assembly area whenever we played this map. I don't really know why, it just felt the best from what we wanted to start with so much space, loot, and with a lot of action. Some games and others a more quiet start, making it a safer spot and more stable, and I guess giving you guys more consistency. And these sort of areas I call mixed landing areas, which work typically for me and my friends for the most part, and especially, like I said, if I'm Camo grinding, that's kind of what you're looking for. Now, if you guys have forgotten or didn't get around to playing this map at the time, it was honestly a whole lot of fun. For me, as I was grinding the Abyss Camo, this was sort of where I found myself getting really frustrated at times, because I had to endure the pain of using guns I absolutely hated, and guns I'd never typically use on Warzone throughout. And I guess if you had asked me after, or if you asked me right now, I would say I definitely didn't enjoy it. Of course, it was worth going for, but for the most part, with all of the new guns that they bring out every single season, with Battle Pass weapons being the new thing and the main meta weapons, you don't really get to use the camos. I've sort of said this in previous episodes already with regards to Warzone and camos and guns and all of this sort of stuff. You don't really get to use them, and I don't really get to appreciate the hard work that I put in. So I guess it didn't really pay off in the grand scheme of things. Of course, I've like gotten an addiction, I guess you could say, for camo grinding. It's something I have to do to play Warzone. It's something I have to do to play pubs at this point. It's just something I always like doing, and I guess at this point it was already the only thing I was going to grind for, as well as, of course, high kill games. But for me and my friends in the past, that's all we did. We played for high kill games. We tried breaking our personal best. We tried going for as many high kill games or win streaks, all this sort of stuff. So grinding camos at the same time as trying to do this with all my friends was definitely something I was sort of new to, and I'm sure, like I said, there was other players out there that had the same experience. Also, let me know down below, guys, if you guys are an Abyss Camo earner, if you guys have got the camo, what do you feel about the camo? How did you feel about the progress that you were making throughout the game? Did you think it was worth it once you got the camo? All these sort of stuff. Share some stories, because I am interested to know, are there any other players? Was this a common camo that people got? Because I don't really see it very often, especially, like I said, I play Resurgence. For the most part, I just see the rank play skin. So yeah, let me know down below if there are other players watching this and actually got the Abyss Camo, or of course, if you play rank play and Resurgence or anything like that, let me know down below as well, because I'd like to know if there's any like-minded individuals watching these videos, of course, as well. But things like switching to your knife to try and get kills and chase people around, losing kills that you know you would get if you was using a sweaty loadout, using the pistol more so than ever, and trying to not use the sort of earlier guns and actually just stick with the pistol just to try to get those extra kills. These are the sort of strategies that I had to implement in order to get the camo most efficiently as possible, and I would say I definitely did a great job of getting this camo very efficiently, considering for the most part I was playing for high kill games and wins, and I also got the camo really, really quickly, and then having to obtain the most wanted contracts to get the gold camo, and then have to work towards the King's Ransom camo, the diamond equivalent in Warzone, and then so on, and all that sort of stuff was just a no easy task, and all in all was a brand new experience for myself, and I'd never done it before. I never got a master camo in a BR before, because I think this was the first one Warzone had ever introduced, and unfortunately I would say it definitely made me fall out of love with this map. I know it shouldn't have, and I remember at the time and always knew deep down that this map was very fun, and sort of not enough love was shown for this map, but I am glad I had a cool game like this to share with you guys as like a final overview before we move on to the next chapter in Call of Duty, because for the most part the grinding out the camos was like the main reason and the main purpose, I guess, of me playing Warzone, because I didn't necessarily like this map as much as maybe Verdansk, but I also know that this map was definitely good and not appreciated as it should have been, and as soon as it got taken away we kind of realized that this was a good thing that sort of got taken away so early. And like I said all along, that is something that I guess we do very notoriously throughout in a COD community. We don't really appreciate things when they're good, and as soon as the next COD comes out or the new thing comes out, we realize that it's actually better than you probably realize, and that is exactly what this map was. A great map all around. There was a lot of variety in terms of different landing areas. Some of them were just chaotic and so crazy. Some of them were pretty quiet for the most part. Like, it did a good job in terms of Resurgence and Rebirth Island and all that sort of stuff, and also with this map being so sort of new and no one really knowing what to expect with it, and also the middle section, I would say that was like the worst part, with the middle section being able to look over the entire map and you could just have people camping up there the entire bloody game. That was like the worst part of it, I guess, if we're going to talk about the sort of negatives of this map. But for the most part I would say it was definitely a good thing, and there wasn't really much to slander on it. Like, for the most part all I can ever think of is the camo part. Using guns I absolutely despised. I did not like a fair few guns on this game, or on this map at least, or in Warzone. There were just guns that did not translate into Warzone the way they did on public matches, and of course on zombies, because you're shooting zombies, it's not real people. But yeah, there was definitely things that I didn't like about the actual aspect of camo grinding on this map and this sort of game in general. But for the most part the map in itself was definitely great, and definitely, like I said, did not get the love it deserved, and that is what this video is. Before we head into Black Ops 7, I had this clip all along from the very start. I ended up getting a really high kill game, and I wanted to make sure that it was on the channel as like a record of me having this moment, me having a really high kill game, knowing that I actually played a really good sort of map once in a while on this, using guns that I've already got, like Dark Matter and stuff like that, and being able to use those camos and then grind towards this, which eventually of course I got, and I have made a video on that previously on the channel in case you guys weren't aware, just to sort of prove that I have got the camo in case anyone was wondering. But in summary, I'd say I think this map was very fun, underrated for sure, as I've said all along, and hopefully we have something similar going forward into Black Ops 7, a BR map or a Resurgence map, something that comes out with Season 1. And in case you guys weren't aware, I have made a Call of Duty Black Ops 7 video already on the channel, and I've made a beta video last week, and I'm going to continue to make another video going forward leading up to Black Ops 7 in case you guys aren't aware. And also, if you're interested of course in keeping up to date with the latest and watching something of my channel rather than someone else's that of course is more established, as I am a small creator, so I do appreciate there are only going to be new people every once in a while for the most part, but in case you guys are interested, they are on the channel of course. Now I'll continue to try and farm out some high kill content as well going into Black Ops 7 with the Resurgence in Warzone, update you guys on the iridescent grind that I'm currently grinding out in rank play Resurgence, and then hopefully tick off that ultimate goal, which of course, as I said throughout the video, is something I'm trying to achieve in Warzone. But with that said, if you guys have enjoyed the video, as always, do not forget to like and subscribe, and as it massively helps me out. I'm a small creator, and if you have any suggestions on upcoming videos that you want to see on the channel in regards to Warzone or any other games maybe, like, I really appreciate the sort of interactions that I have in the comments, and anything that gets said I do make sure I come back to and talk to. So guys, if you guys have anything you want to talk about or suggest, or any opinions that you have maybe on this map, let me know down below in the comments and we can talk about it. I'm Vision SGen. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.